And the championship showdown is underway. Not a great start by Gounon, but a good start by Gamble in the McLaren, right on the back of the Porsche. He looks for track space on the outside line, down towards turn 1. Patrick Niederhauser in the Porsche covers off the inside line. And where is Mauro Engel in all of this? In the bright yellow Mercedes. He's on the outside in about 5th place going into turn 1. Charles Witt, BMW is on the inside. 1 and 2 have to skip over the curb. Bodywork flies in the background. Niederhauser leads. Others caught up in the strife. They've all got through.
Yeah, just about bits of bodywork clearly, and others having to go off the outside of turn 1 to just literally, there's no other space. Fanning out 4, almost 5 abreast coming in to turn 4. So calm down a little bit. This is an hour race, and sometimes an impetuous move will pay penalties.
Well, indeed, as the cars accelerate then now downhill, the drone chasing on behind as you turn into turn 5. Now the road drops downhill on the inside line there, the Lamborghini just below us. That is the Collard and Mitchell car sprinting along the straight down towards turn 7 then. Hard on the brakes, number 14, Constant Apolainen, and in trouble. Is that the Leggeret?
Yes, it is.
It is. Lucas Leggeret and Simon Gachet car that was coming into this leading goal. So number 111 Audi has got problems, damage on the first lap.
Yeah, got tagged in the right rear, and that was on the way down into turn 1, or what took place in the middle of turn 1 to turn 2. But look, Ferrari's diving down the inside, everybody trying to make up ground as quickly as possible. Darren Lung in the 991 BMW making his way through. He's going to consolidate his position, but it's very tight on this opening lap, tighter than I'd maybe anticipated.
And it's going to be Porsche in the lead at the end of the opening lap. Patrick Niederhauser has managed to hang on to it and now getting away from Tom Gamble. It's Drudy in 3rd. It looks like Engel 4th then as they drop down to the timing line. There you've got the Callum Williams driven BMW, the orange BMW, coming under attack as they accelerate towards us. And there, looking as though gold honours in the championship have gone. Punctured tyre.
Yeah, you've got a puncture on the left rear, but damage, a little bit of damage on the right rear as well. So, yeah, no, this is pretty aggressive on this opening lap.
They've got to get that car in, change the tyre and get him out without losing a lap. If they can stay on the lead lap, there is hope, because a safety car would bring him back into the equation. So Gachet wants to be in quickly, but not too quickly, is to risk more damage to the suspension. Niederhauser leading, Gamble 2nd, Drudy is 3rd as the cars swing up to turn 4.
Yeah, Charles Vert's trying to make as much. He's up to 9th position, so he's come well up from 15th all the way up to 9th. So that opening lap was good for BMW. There is the principal competitor, the 48 Mercedes, Mauro Engel. He is in 4th place, and he's not. But he made a little bit of progress. He got 3. Started 6th. He's up to 4th.
And Luca Engschler there, number 6, with Max Hofer, would win the Gold Cup for the Gold Grade drivers. He is currently 124 points. Gachet and Leggeret not scoring currently because the car is in the pits, but as I say, if they can get it back into the race and stay on that lead lap, there is hope. I'd be surprised if we got through an hour of this without some interruption, but that's not to tempt fate. A thought to the inside line there from Giacomo Altway. The Audi is on the move again, so Simon Gachet nursed it back and he's rejoining on the lead lap. So, as I say, still hope as there. Gounon under attack on the outside line is Altway.
Yeah, no, that's a battle going side by side. So we're looking just quickly going through picture at the 48 Mercedes, but it's still the Porsche with that comfortable lead of, what, 9/10 of a second?
That's right. So up front, Patrick Niederhauser goes across the timing line. Tom Gamble in 2nd spot behind in the margin. Last time 9/10s, actually down this time 7/10 as you look there at Darren Lung in the BMW, last year's British GT champion, looking to win the Bronze Cup here with Dan Harper, his co-driver for last season. The Paradigm competition BMW goes through, and Darren Lung now is 3rd in class, getting himself onto the back of Rob Collard. They'd still have enough in hand to win the championship, but Collard on the inside, Darren Lung on the outside. They absolutely lean on each other. Contact. Rob Collard gets a little bit squirrely then as the impact from the BMW took hold, but Rob's had bigger knocks than that. Ex-touring car racer, knows exactly how to hang on to it, and he prevails. Well, right now, there you can see Jules Gounon, who is under attack from Giacomo Altway in number 69 Ferrari. There it is, the Red Bull-backed car, with Thierry Vermeulen as his co-driver. It is Vermeulen Senior, who is the manager of Max Verstappen, so that's where all the Red Bull links come from. Over the line, they have poured lead gap up fractionally to 0.8 of a second. Now, Charles Witt is still stuck 9th on the road, and currently is 7th in class. And the start of car 32 is under investigation. Charles Witt's start under investigation. That presumably for putting 2 wheels on the grass and overtaking.
I'm assuming it could be that. Maybe the assumption is that did he actually throttle, did he go for it before the lights went to green? So there's two issues might want to be looked at. In other words, the reason he went out to the right and got two wheels on the grass was because he anticipated the lights going out and he had to check up and pull over to the right.
Well, it was certainly brave, but whether it's deemed to be a good start by race control or whether it's worthy of a penalty, time will tell, but it's just not going WRT's way. Charles Witts and Dries Van Voort looking for a 4th Sprint Cup championship, but tough weekend all round. They're the leader, down towards turn 10. Patrick Niederhauser and Mathieu Drudy there in the Aston Martin, looking a little bit nearer to Tom Gamble. 7/10 of a second it was between them at the start of the lap, and as Gamble drops away slightly now, Niederhauser escapes up the road. That car, Maro Engel at the wheel of it, heading for the title seemingly with Lucas Auer. Maro Engel has tried for so many years to win the Sprint Cup title, and it's never happened. There was one year he lost out on a tie-break. It went to the number of wins because they were tied on points. So he's so determined to win it this year. Coming out of turn 14, you can see the top speeds there. Tom Gamble, the bravest through that part of the track. You're on board with Jonathan Hui in the Sky Tempesta Ferrari. And Andre Mukavoz is just up the road in 24th place. And if you think 24th doesn't sound all that good, the car started last, and this was built up overnight. This is the spare Audi that you're looking at out of the windscreen. The original car was virtually destroyed in the accident yesterday. So the team spent all night building up the spare car, and there it is, going well. Fair play.
Yeah, we came past the original 66 Audi, and it's a biffer bin job, I would say. There's not an awful lot of it. Looks like it could be recycled. So here we go, good pass by Jonathan Hui to get up the inside again, but watch for the overlap. The Lamborghini trying to find a way through, puts two wheels of the curbs on the inside. Yep.
Goes by. Dimitra Gavatseva in that Lamborghini going ahead of Andre Mukavoz as well. And behind them in the queue is the other Barwell Lamborghini of Gabriel Rindoni. So all of this is shuffling around in bronze. Doesn't affect the championship because the championship fighters are further up the road. But this is how Jonathan Hui managed to do it.
Yes, so coming out of turn 5, just stuck to the tail of the Audi. He decides I'm going to go up the inside and tries to get it alongside, and he gets it alongside sufficiently at that point to get a position.
3 more laps.
So the team saying well done, and how many more laps to the pit stop. So Jonathan Hui comes through, goes over the timing line, now down towards the completion of a lap, and there, look, Darren Lung is coming under attack because he's got Mathis Liesmoy in the Aston Martin up behind him. Now, they're in different classes, but Darren Lung doesn't want to be losing track position too much. You want to be as near to your championship rivals for the second stint as you can be, not losing track places.
And what Darren Lung will also be thinking about is when I come in, hand this car over to Dan Harper, I know Dan Harper is a quicker driver than I am, and I'm going to give him the best opportunity to consolidate and make further progress.
So right now, the BMW is 3rd in bronze. Championship rival Collard 2nd in bronze. Darren Lung hard at work. Considering he's not been racing for that many years, only about 4 or 5 seasons, he's done a lot of mileage in a short space of time and has come on hugely. Been in the gym a great deal over the winter. He's fitter than ever, lighter, and hugely committed to his racing, and it's all paying dividends.
Yes, runs a pretty good ship, one might say. So, again, you can't buy speed. It's just based on driving, miles, experience. And if you've got a quick teammate as he's got and Dan Harper, the crossover, the feedback that one can give the other is another way of sort of accelerating that whole process.
Now this is the Rob Collard view, and he is getting closer to Dustin Blattner, isn't he? So Collard getting to the end of his stint, and expect Rob to be in early to give way to Sandy Mitchell. Darren Lung will do likewise for Dan Harper. But crucially, that Lamborghini is going to end the opening stint much nearer to the class-leading Porsche. And Sandy Mitchell versus Dennis Marshall in the second part of the race will be really interesting. So looking down from the drone, chasing the Rob Collard Lamborghini up the hill now through turn 12.
And this group of cars are going to have to do one more lap before the pit lane will be open. So we're sort of just 15 seconds away, and the cars are now coming out of turn 13, and the pit lane entry was turn 14, so the entry was at the gap between 13 and 14, so they'll have to do one more lap.
The yellow flag is because the other Lamborghini from Barwell of Gabriel Rindoni has stopped at turn 2. There it is, and it's in the gravel at turn 2.
And to get ahead of the Audi, which was a car that was very competitive, Liqui Moly Team Ensler, they've done a good job. That's one car they've overtaken in the pit lane.
So 32 will be back on track. 48.5 seconds was the pit stop that they did for that car against 52.8 for number 48 Mercedes. So yet again, big time savings from WRT. They are so good in these pit stops.
Yeah, actually the Boots and VDS team have done an even quicker one.
And I think we've just had a change for the lead of bronze, have we not? Because that's Sandy Mitchell ahead of Dennis Marshall. So in the pits, the bronze lead has changed.
Good job by Barwell Motorsport to do so. And again, that's easy to do it in the pit lane, and if you can get in and out ahead of your competition, it's more difficult to pass on the track.
Of course, the bronze cars do have a specified pit in to pit out time. Sandy Mitchell ahead of Dennis Marshall. It's going to be a really interesting fight, this, because look, Marshall is absolutely on his toes on this outlap. Tries to go around the outside of the Lamborghini, gets the undercut coming off the corner. Sandy Mitchell has got to stay ahead to try to have any chance of winning the class in the championship. Dennis Marshall being crowded up the curve onto the grass. He's on the inside at 7. Sandy Mitchell's on the curve at 8, and he's bouncing back onto the road, but Marshall is ahead of him.
I mean, a big commitment from Dennis Marshall. He did a good job. Sandy Mitchell defended as strongly as he was possible, but just Dennis Marshall, I'm coming through regardless. And he had more pace. We could see it from the point when they came out of turn 4 into turn 5, and then that run through 6 and into 7, and that was a very determined Dennis Marshall who saw the opportunity and made it work.
And there, side by side for second place on the outside line, that is the McLaren leaning on the Aston. Benjamin Goethe desperate to get past. He's on the outside line, and all of a sudden Lucas Al thinks through, all right, I don't want to be here now. You have your own accident away from me. They've survived it. It's the same order, but big commitment by Benjamin Goethe.
Nicholas Bart. Oh, and Lucas Al is now going to get the momentum coming down, start finish straight, to make a clean overtake on Benjamin Goethe, side by side coming down into turn 1. Benjamin Goethe's on the inside. He will probably be able to get his nose in. He does. And Lucas Al wisely decides just to let the McLaren go. But I tell you, staunch defence from Nicholas Bart. He did not allow the McLaren to intimidate him.
And he's pulled a gap as well. So Goethe now on the defensive. Lucas Al tried, showed intent, but it wasn't really worth a desperate late braking move on the outside. That has brought Max Goetz onto their tail. It's also brought Thierry Vermeulen onto their tail. So 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th pretty much now, all in a long line. And Nicolas Bart, with just under 5 minutes of the championship to go, is clear. And Al gets up the inside of the McLaren. He is committed to all of this, isn't he? He looks to the inside again down at turn 6. Thinks better of it.
I think he was thought very wisely, thinking the better of it, because, again, Benjamin Goethe's challenge is not about worrying about what's happening behind him. He's more concerned about letting the Aston Martin get away. And in the space of 1 lap, he was side by side going through turns 12. He's now running about 2 seconds behind, and there's a more concerned look on the face of Maro Engel, focusing on what is his teammate going to do. Is he going to become engrossed in a battle which is not their battle? He just wants to stay there and just allow. I mean, the Mercedes directly behind is not, I mean, Maximilian Goethe is not, in my opinion, I think we agree, likely to challenge Lucas Auer for this overall position.
And Goetz is under attack anyway from Thierry Vermeulen, who is behind him. So the leader...
Ooh.
Go on.
Big slide from the 48 coming through turn 13.
Indeed so. He survived
and
another twitch, another wobble. So Lucas Al's car all of a sudden looks less than compliant, shall we say. Sven Muller in the lead in the Porsche is nearly 9 seconds up the road from Nicolas Bart. Benjamin Goethe 3rd, and has that Mercedes got a problem? Is that a tyre issue? Well, Maro Engel's not sure what to do, where to look now. Here, though, is the lead car on the last lap then. Finally, a Rutronic Racing Porsche win. It's been in the post for quite a while.
Indeed, and they thought they had it at Manicure in the middle of the summer. That was denied. Bad release from the pit stop, and now it looks as if it's all going favourably. So Sven Muller done a great job. Patrick Niederhauser did an excellent job, the best job of all in qualifying to put that car onto pole position, and it's been, well, as Niederhauser said after qualifying, the car's a rocket ship, and that's what this Porsche has been all afternoon. It's been a rocket.
And there, 2nd and 3rd, Nicolas Bart. Brilliant defensive drive against Benjamin Goethe as the cars make their way up towards turn 9. And for Maro Engel, the celebrations are getting closer and closer and closer. So there for 2nd, 3rd and 4th on the road. The 4th placed car is Lucas Auer. They're going to win the championship, Lucas Auer and Maro Engel. But the last race of the Sprint Cup season is going to go the way of Porsche, as up towards turn 14 now, then towards the timing line comes Sven Muller. The Rutronic Racing car, Klaus Graf overseeing the team, former racer himself. The car comes out of turn 14, the checkered flag is at the ready, and the final race of the Sprint Cup season, won by Porsche, by Rutronic Racing and Sven Müller and Patrick Niederhauser. Here, Max Hofer is trying to win gold on the track, as for second place, Nicolas Bart fends off Benjamin Goethe, and fourth, Lucas Auer and Mauro Engel win the championship, and it's a delighted Mauro Engel. He's finally done it. Fantastic stuff for Mauro Engel, for Winwood Racing, for Lucas Auer. Here in gold, it is going to be Lorenzo Ferrari to hang on to win the class in the race. Max Hofer is going to bring number 6 home to win it in the championship. And for the One Group Engineering and Team Engschler parts of the organisation, fantastic first year at this level of racing. And Sean Galal deserves a bit of a cheer as well, because he really seemed to struggle yesterday, but today he has driven superbly to do everything that's required to make sure Callan Williams is going to win the Silver Cup. Aurelian Panis and Cesar Gazzo win the race, but the Silver Championship in sprint won by Callan Williams. And Sean Galal may have only done this one event of the season, but it's been a very important one, as Darren Lung and Dan Harper win the Bronze Cup. Well done, Darren Lung, who walks out of the garage to the applause. Dan Harper there brings the car home. Great result for those two. More delight and relief, I think, in equal measure. Sven Müller, Patrick Niederhauser, the winners then from Nicolas Bart and Mathieu Drudy. And third, Benjamin Goethe, who never stopped trying in that stint. Tom Gamble, his co-driver. Fourth, and the championship for Lucas Auer and Mauro Engel, ahead of Max Goetz and Jules Gounon. Sixth for Thierry Vermeulen and Giacomo Altway. And seventh, vanquished, Dries Van Voort and Charles Weerts, ahead of Ricardo Feller and Alex Arca. The winners in gold, 9th, Lorenzo Ferrari and Lorenzo Petresi. Max Hofer and Luca Engschler in 10th. But Lucas Auer can celebrate, at least on his own, a title win. The top step of the podium for Sven Müller and Patrick Niederhauser, race winners here in Spain for Rutronic Racing. They have been trying so hard this year for a victory, and finally it has come good. Mathieu Drudy and Nicolas Bart taking second. Third going to Benjamin Goethe and Tom Gamble. But a great job done by the teams